So the main riff here, heads up, we're going to be in a drop D tuning. Okay, D-A-D, G-B-E. Alright, and it's just going to be this kind of scaling up thing based around like a D bass note in the D chord here. So we'll start here, and you want to do this initial 3 strums of a D5 by doing, 5 on the A, 7 on the D with the open low D. Okay, we do that. We're going to do it again, but when we do it the next time, that's going to be technically the start of, like the verse pattern and all that, and it just kind of loops from a point there. So we start with that D5 strum. All right, do it once more. Hit the low bass note, open low D. Okay, and now we just come up a spot with that 7 on the D to 8. We do a 3 strum there, hold, do another 3 strum. All right, hit the low bass note. All right, now we move to this spot, which would be a D6. So we got our 5 on the A with the open low D, and then we just add a 4 on the G now. Same type of strumming, same timing with that. Hit the low D, and now we move up to our D7, open low D, 5 on the A, 5 on the G, 3 strums, hold, 3 strums, open low D. Alright, and here's where it kind of switches a bit. Now, instead of, going all the way back and doing our D5, with the, we're going to do one set of 3 strums where we're just banging out these like 3 D octaves. Open low D, 5 on the A, and a 7 on the G. Right, and then we would go back to the start, hit the 1 D5 set. Okay, so we kind of chop off that very first D5 set we do and essentially replace it with that D triple octave at the end. So kind of an interesting little subtle hiccup in the song, but other than that, you just loop that pattern for the intro and the verses. Now we get this first interlude section. It's kind of a descaling G with the middle D bass notes just ringing throughout all of it. And it's almost chromatic. There's one spot where it kind of skips. All right, so we come up here and B12 on the G with the open middle D. Okay, then we go 11 on the G, 10, 9. All right, and then here's where it skips a little bit. We go down to 7 and do a quicker 7 to 6. All right, and then we move down to 5 and go chromatic from there. We go 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, and cap it off with a 3, 2 open on the D. Okay, so slowly here. Once we get to the second and third verse, there's a little bit of a string section that comes in there, and there's a cool little riff that we can join. It's kind of more towards the back end of the pattern, like in that 4th measure there. So we go through, the whole bit, and then we get this little octave thing where we'll be at 7s on the low D, middle D here. And it's kind of a quick thing. You really need to reel it off. We go down to 6s, back to 7s, 9s, 7s, 6, 7, 4. So slowly that'd be something like second interlude kind of comes off of the tail end of that first interlude, where it begins with the leaving off of the 3-2 open on the middle D. Right, and then it quickly adds open 3-5 to A. Right, and it leads us into this A. And you could just do like a A chord right here, open, no big deal. You just hit it, rest. Once again. So kind of just 3 staccato strums there. Come on all the way up to 12 on the A. Hit that, slide it out, back to the open A chord. All right, and you would repeat that section of the 3 A strums, the 12 slide out back to A. Repeat that section twice, and then repeat the whole thing again. All right, and you would go through that about 6 times. Bridge section, as far as the straight up guitar goes, it's just kind of 2 chords. There's some interlaced string soloing that happens, and it's playing with a really cool scale. I'll show you some of that. But essentially, it's just going to hit a big G. And you can do that just by doing 5s on the low D, A, middle D there. Alright, and then we can add these little string scales that happen. It's a really cool exotic kind of scale. So we do something like this where we'll be 7 on the middle D to 8, 7, 5. Okay, back to the 7D. Then we go 4G, 6, 7G. 5 on the B. Back to the 7 to 6G. And then come off to an A chord, and make sure we hit that high E with that A. It's part of that scale there. So slowly that'd be something like. Alright, and once we get to that A chord, we can add stuff like this. We got the chord ringing, and then we do a 3-2, 3-2 on the B. 3-2 G. All right, and then back to the G. Do another form of that scale. Do like 5, 7, 8 D to 7 on the G. All right, then we can go 5, 6, 5 B, 7, 6 G. Back to 7 G. All right, back off to our A. Here you can get a little more involved. You can do like open, 1, open on the high E. To 3B, open E. Come back to this. We would go 3, 2, 3B, 3, 2 G. 3, 2, open D, back to 2. Okay, so some fun little interlacing of scales that we can have with this. Get some bass for you here. For the most part, we're just going to carry this one riff, this one pattern, all the way through the intro, verse, and the first couple of first interludes that happen. It also comes back in, like the 5th or 6th time we do that first interlude. And it's just kind of doing the initial spot of what the guitar is doing. We're just going to hit 3 5s on the A. Cut. Then we do 3 5s on the A. Come up and hit that low D. and just repeat that, and you could just carry that through like the bulk of the song, really. And for that first interlude section, the descending, that section, eventually he'll kind of switch it up and put something, like a harmony of that in there instead of just carrying that same initial pattern. So once we get to, I think it's the third and fourth time that first interlude happens, and the last time it happens, he does something like this, where he'll be at 7 on the A, he'll go 7, and this is kind of matching right in step with the guitar. 7, 5, 3 to open on the A. Okay, it's kind of playing a harmony with what the guitar is doing. All right, and then a couple of A's closer. Okay, we come up to the low D, we do a couple of 5s to a couple of 3s. Okay, we get into the second interlude, and for the most part, it's just matching what the guitar is doing. It's coming off of that same 3-2 open on the middle D that the guitar does on the first interlude. Right, and of course, it does the open 3-5 on the A. Right, and from there, it's just matching like with the root notes, just hitting the A 3 times. Sliding the 12A out, back to the A, right? And, matches the same composition, goes, the whole thing 6 times, but it repeats the A strums twice in each time. Simple enough for the bridge sections. We're just hitting that root note and just holding it. So just going between a G and an A. So 5 on the low D, hold that, and then to the open A.